Hey there, just getting all set up for the broadcast. Give me just a second. I want to see if it comes up here. I want to be able to view it at the same time. Okay, so looks like I can be seen. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Sorry, the camera's over here and the my screen's over here, so I just want to be able to keep an eye on to see as any sort of comments come in or anything like that. And we'll see how it goes. So welcome to those of you who are here. This is my second attempt at a live broadcast. This is flashing up here, so I'm just going to turn that away and pull it up on on my tablet here instead. Just give some extra time for some people to come in as well for the market update for February to see how that went compared to last year. Looking on here and potentially, hold on, let me just see how it's coming. Hey Chris, how you doing, man? So I wanted to try this out to see if I can make this work. In the end, my whole goal is here to have about a weekly update. If you can let me know that you can hear the voice okay, that would be great, just so that I know that the microphone's working properly. I've got a bit of a jerry-rig going on today, unfortunately, so it's not ideal. I'm still waiting for some different things to come and to get them working. Well, I guess you don't want to really see that down there, do you, either? Sorry for this. That's not going to work. Maybe that will. No, let's do it. I guess I should have been a little bit more prepared for this, eh? Technology was not my friend today, unfortunately. Trying to print some pages off and the printer was taking forever. Anyway, so as I was saying, I kind of want to work out and start doing about a weekly live broadcast. So I'm trying to do a couple of different things. I had wanted this to be a simul broadcast, if you will, through different networks, so through Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, but that technology is a learning process, if you will, and so it's not quite all set up yet. So right now it's going to be just on Facebook for now, and I'm working out a time and day that will be best used for this. So if you have preferences, I kind of thought 12:30, people on lunch, might be a good time for the live broadcast. Anyway, let's get right into the numbers to see how things went for you for the different markets that we were going to talk about. First off, I mean, obviously as the news continues, everybody is saying how explosive the market is right now, and that is true, and it is definitely market driven, and it is still technically across the country. I know we're hearing BC is saying that the average prices are down, but there's still lots of things selling in competition. I was chatting with a colleague out in BC very briefly last night because he was in the middle of multiple offers where there was 11 offers being presented on a property, and even he was saying that the market there is moving extremely fast. So here in our local market, Hamilton, Burlington, it's no different. We're being driven by the different factors, being obviously interest rates still, lack of inventory being the biggest thing, and new people moving to the area and wanting to move into the area. So the big thing is inventory. We don't have those sort of broken down. Unfortunately, I don't have those numbers broken down into the different cities. It's really just number of sales and average price point for now. So we'll start in Waterdown. We'll start there and show you what happened in Waterdown. So Waterdown last month was actually down in unit sales from 2016. There was 25 unit sales last month this year, and 34 in February of 2016, which is a 26.5% price decrease. But at the same time, average price almost jumped by just under $200,000 compared to last year. And again, it is extreme lack of inventory in Waterdown. Average price in Waterdown for 2017 in February was $745,000, $938, sorry, which is a dramatic increase over last year in the 500,000 range, 555,000. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and move a little bit closer. When I get my other program working, this will be a little bit more less hokey, if you will. But we live with what we have today, right? Flamborough, moving up to there. Flamborough had a slight increase in number of sales last month. They were up to 23 transactions as opposed to 21 transactions. Only 2 transactions difference, but it does come to 9.5% increase. But again, average price saw a $190,000 average price increase. It went up to $766,235 from $577,577. Type of properties is going to be part of the differences in there. Flamborough being obviously a lot of rural properties. You have different acreage sizes, which will have effect on value. There might not be as much of the mobile homes that have sold as compared to last year. But even trying to find a small half-acre house that needs renovations under $500,000 is nearly impossible in Flamborough now. It's just not happening. So moving along, continuing along across Highway 5, we get down into Dundas. Dundas actually saw a dramatic increase in the number of transactions this year compared to last year. They were up to 39 transactions as opposed to 27 last year. Although there was still an average price increase, it wasn't as dramatic as other areas. They were up to an average price of $525,000 as opposed to $467,000 last year. Dundas is seeing its main attraction is the small little township or town that it is. Lots of great little activities to do there. The main street is phenomenal. All the little shops down there are great, coffee shops and stores, and that's starting to get a little bit more attention as well. But not growing quite as fast, and part of that is the access into town or out of town for traveling to work and such is what's sort of holding that back a little bit, but it's still getting its attention. Then going up on top of the mountain into Ancaster. Ancaster saw a 26% average increase in number of sales. It was up to, sorry, I'm just going to check to see if there's been any comments or anything like that. Not that I see, okay. Up to 49 transactions as opposed to 39 transactions last year, with the average price jumping, again, just under $200,000. The average price jumped to $810,521 as opposed to $618 in last year. Coming back down into Burlington. Burlington has definitely seen its challenges and very quick activity in February. It was rare. In fact, I'm not truly aware of any sale in February in Burlington that happened outside of multiple offers. Or if it did, it was so rare nobody even talked about it. I know personally I was involved in a number of offer situations where there was 15 or more offers on a single property in different levels of price points, at the $270,000 price point all the way up to the $900,000 price point. There's multiple offers happening pretty much on every transaction. I'm not going to say on every, because obviously that's generalizing, but it definitely feels like that. Saying that, the number of units in Burlington went up to 236 units last month as opposed to 192 the year before. And again, average price increase now not $200,000, but it was still $150,000 almost. It went up to $756,500 342 as opposed to 592 last year. So there's the numbers there. As a whole, for Burlington, when we then now look at the actual new listings and end of month inventory, the new listings in the month were 272 new listings as opposed to 284 last year. And end of month inventory, pretty much all of my videos that I've done in the past year and a half, end of month inventory has always gone down nearly 50%, and February was pretty much the same again. At the end of February, we ended with 164 units available for sale on March 1st, as opposed to 299 last year. So that's a 45% decrease over last year in end of month inventory. We break down the average pricing a little bit for Burlington between freehold and condominium. The freehold average price is actually, last month was actually $957,000 as opposed to $711,000 last year. So that is actually a $245,000 average price increase for detached homes, which is phenomenal. Excuse me, sorry about that. And it's all areas. It doesn't matter what part of town it's in. We're seeing record sales in every neighborhood in Burlington. When it comes to condominiums, the condominium average price increase, obviously, if the total was around the 27%, obviously the condominium didn't grow quite as quickly. However, it still drove up already $60,000 over last year. The average price was at $425,000 as opposed to $367,000 last year. So again, a fairly large increase in average price, and all that happening because of less inventory and more transactions happening. As for Hamilton Burlington as a whole, I'll just say this quite quickly. So average as a whole in February, new listings were at 1524, which was a 2.5% increase. So Hamilton's seeing a lot more inventory compared to last year. And then other areas like I said, Burlington and such are bringing that number down for percentage-wise. Unit sales, 1,360 transactions last month, which was up 18.1%, and the average selling price throughout all of the Hamilton Burlington jurisdictions was $557,000, which was a 27.5% increase over last year. So it's obviously been the continuing trend that has not changed, other than the percentage keeps going up. Most months we've been seeing 18, 19, 20%, 21%. Getting to a 27% increase year over year is fairly dramatic. And we're seeing that continue. And it's going to continue, provided if inventory stays as low as it is. People want to move, people want to buy. And when there's so little inventory, then everybody's competing for the same product, and that is what's really driving prices. We should hopefully see a little bit of a relaxation, if you will. The spring market is starting again earlier this year than it did last year. Last year it sort of hit in April. This year, March, we're starting to see a lot of new inventory come up. At least it feels like it. Again, we'll find out true numbers next month when we get the results. Again, my goal is to have some type of a live broadcast on a weekly basis, all relating to real estate, of course, and I want it to be on different topics. Obviously, not every time is it going to be on numbers and what's happening in the market, but I would like it to be real estate related, of course. If there's specific topics that you would like to know about, or you'd like to talk about, or if you're a partner watching this, and you want to come on and talk about what you do and give some of your benefits, your elevator pitch, be more than happy to try and work that out. Of course, as I get this other software going, it'll be a lot easier where we don't have to be in the same place to do it. At the moment, unfortunately, we'd have to be together. Well, I don't know, is that unfortunate? You can bring the coffee. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this information. If you do like it, please like my page here on Facebook. Eventually we'll get it out onto YouTube as well, and hopefully into Periscope. Please feel free to share this out to your network so more people can see it and maybe get some benefit from these shows going forward as well. And again, if there's any specific topics you'd like to talk about or like me to talk about or review in the coming weeks, please fill out in the comments below, or send me an email, nathanbradford@wolcott.ca. Of course, when it comes to the market and the numbers, if you want to know a little bit more about what's happening exactly in your neighborhood and your style of house, etc., give us a call, 905-332-9223. We'll make sure to have one of our listing specialists come out to do an evaluation for you. The other line's ringing, so I'm going to have to sign off and say goodbye as well. Please make sure everybody's invited. We have our family skate day coming up at the end of the month at the Dundas arena, which is actually off of, oh no, sorry. This year we're doing it at Appleby here in Burlington. Look at that. I guess I should read that a little bit sooner. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Have a great day.